All right, so imagine this. You're in a rainforest, right? The sun's setting, and everything's getting kind of dim. But then you start to see this glow. Like on the forest floor, there's this soft kind of blue-green light, almost like, I don't know, something out of a fantasy movie or something.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like those amazing pictures you see of like glowing mushrooms and stuff.
Exactly. And then when you look up, you see all these fireflies just flitting around, their little lights blinking on and off in these crazy patterns, you know.
And it gets even more amazing if you think about the deep ocean. Down there, where it's pitch black all the time, there are all these unbelievable creatures that create their own light. It's like an underwater light show that almost no one ever gets to see.
It's like nature's got its own special effects department down there. And that's exactly what we're diving into today, the world of bioluminescence.
Exactly. It's the ability of living things to, well, make their own light. And we've got a ton of cool info lined up to help us figure out what it is, why it happens, and even how we might be able to use it in the future.
So let's get started with the basics. What exactly is bioluminescence? Simply put, it's when a living thing can, like, produce and emit light. But here's the kicker. It's cold light.
Right, it's not like a light bulb that gets super hot when it's on. Bioluminescence doesn't really give off any heat. It's all light and no warmth.
Pretty neat, right? So how does it actually work? What's the science behind all this glowing?
Well, it's a chemical reaction at its heart. There's this molecule called luciferin and an enzyme called luciferase. And when they get together with oxygen, something amazing happens.
They create light, like literally.
Yep, they create light. And another molecule called oxyluciferin. And what's cool is that the color of the light can be different depending on the organism. Like a lot of marine animals glow blue or green, while fireflies and some fungi tend to be more yellow or red.
Wow, that's incredible. But it's not just about the colors, right?
hmm
This whole process is ridiculously efficient, like way more than anything we've managed to create.
Exactly. Almost all of the energy in that reaction turns into light, like close to 100%. Compare that to a normal light bulb, which only converts about 10% of its energy to light, wasting the rest as heat.
That's a huge difference, and it kind of makes you think, doesn't it? Nature figured out energy-efficient lighting millions of years ago. We're just playing catch-up, and it's not just one type of creature either.
Right. Bioluminescence has evolved independently like at least 40 times in different organisms, so it's got to be pretty advantageous for survival. Which begs the question, why exactly do all these different organisms glow? Like, what's the evolutionary point?
Good question. Well, for some, it's about communication. Like, think about fireflies.
Yeah, those little flashes they make aren't random at all. They're actually like a code, a way to signal to other fireflies. Each species has its own pattern so they can attract the right mates and all.
It's like their own secret language of light. And sometimes, when there are tons of fireflies together, their flashes can even sync up.
Imagine that. Thousands of fireflies all flashing at the same time. It's got to be quite the sight to see.
Absolutely mesmerizing, I bet. But bioluminescence isn't always about attracting attention. Sometimes it's about blending in. Like with those deep-sea fish, the lanternfish, they're like masters of disguise.
Oh, yeah, those guys are amazing. They use bioluminescence to camouflage themselves, basically disappearing in the water.
It's called counter-illumination, right?
That's it. See, they have these light-producing organs on their undersides, and these organs emit light that pretty much perfectly matches the dim sunlight filtering down from above. So from below, they basically become invisible.
So they don't cast a shadow.
Exactly. Makes them way harder for predators to spot. And in that constantly dark environment, staying hidden is crucial.
Absolutely. But then you've got creatures that use their light to, well, hunt. Like the anglerfish, with its creepy little lure.
Oh yeah, that thing is straight out of a nightmare. But it's an incredibly effective hunting strategy. It's basically a modified fin ray with a tip filled with bioluminescent bacteria.
And this glowing lure just dangles in front of its mouth, attracting anything that might be looking for a snack in the pitch-black depths.
Yeah, talk about a deceptive trap, and it reminds us that in nature, beauty can often be deadly.
It's true. And it's not just attracting mates or tricking prey. Some creatures use bioluminescence for defense. Like, have you heard about the deep-sea shrimp? Acanthophera purpurea?
Can't say I have. What's so special about this shrimp?
Well, when it's threatened, it can squirt out this cloud of glowing blue fluid. Kind of like a squid with its ink, but way more flashy.
So it's like a distraction technique.
Exactly. It confuses and disorients predators, giving the shrimp a chance to scoot away to safety. It's a brilliant defense mechanism, really.
And then there are creatures that use quick bursts of light to startle predators, almost like a flashbang grenade.
Right. Some squid and small fish do this. It momentarily blinds their attacker, giving them just enough time to escape. It's all about that split-second advantage, you know?
It really is a game of survival down there. And speaking of advantages, sometimes bioluminescence can be a warning signal. Like, think about those brightly colored poison dart frogs you see in the rainforest.
Yeah, their vibrant colors basically scream, "Don't eat me, I'm poisonous."
Exactly. And some glowing creatures seem to use their light in the same way, like a back-off signal. It's called a prosematism, using bright colors or sudden light as a warning.
So, like, a jellyfish might flash really brightly when something touches it.
Right, and that sudden burst of light might scare off a predator or signal that the jellyfish is toxic. It's all about survival.
So we're starting to get a sense of why creatures glow. But where do we actually find all these incredible light shows in nature?
Well, you find bioluminescence in lots of places, but it's especially common in the ocean, like super common. In fact, about 90% of deep-sea creatures are bioluminescent.
Wow, 90%. That's incredible. But it makes sense when you think about it. I mean, down in the deep ocean, there's no sunlight at all.
Right. So these creatures have evolved to use light for basically everything. Finding food, finding mates, avoiding predators. It's a whole different world down there, a world lit up by its own inhabitants.
It sounds so alien and amazing. Like, think about those dinoflagellates.
Those are the ones that cause sea sparkle, right?
Yeah, exactly. Those tiny little plankton. When they're disturbed, they light up.
Hmm.
So if you're swimming in the ocean at night, or even just boating, and there are a lot of them around, it's like the water itself is sparkling.
It's like magic. And then there's the vampire squid. I mean, the name alone is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that one's awesome. When it feels threatened, it releases this cloud of glowing mucus. But it's not like ink. It's just to confuse predators.
So it's basically a bioluminescent smokescreen.
Pretty much. Then there's the Atolla jellyfish. This one's got a really crazy defense mechanism. It's called the burglar alarm flash.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more about this burglar alarm flash.
So when this jellyfish gets attacked, it starts flashing these bright, pulsing lights. And guess what? These flashes attract even bigger predators.
So it's calling for help, basically.
Exactly. It's using light to summon a bigger fish to come and scare off its attacker. It's like a brilliant, albeit slightly terrifying, strategy.
Nature is full of surprises, isn't it? It's a constant reminder that even in the darkest depths of the ocean, life finds a way not just to survive, but to thrive. And this reliance on light in the absence of sunlight shows how incredibly adaptable life can be.
For sure. And it's not just the ocean that gets to have all the bioluminescent fun. There are glowing creatures on land too, though it's definitely less common.
Yeah, we can't forget the fireflies. Their little light shows are a classic summer night experience.
They are pretty magical. But have you heard of glowworms? They're found in caves all around the world.
I think I've seen pictures. Aren't those the ones that, like, make sticky, glowing threads?
They got it. They use these threads to trap insects. It's like a spider web, but with added sparkle.
It's a pretty ingenious way to catch a meal in a dark cave.
It is. And then there are the bioluminescent mushrooms, like the Mycena chlorophyllus, which is found in rainforests. It gives off this soft, greenish glow.
Why do mushrooms need to glow?
Well, it helps them attract insects that can spread their spores. So it plays a role in their reproduction too.
It's amazing how diverse the uses of bioluminescence are. But what about the chemistry behind it? How does it actually work at the molecular level?
Right. So we talked about luciferin and luciferase earlier, right?
Yeah, those were the key players in the light-producing reaction.
Exactly. So luciferin is the molecule that actually emits the light, but it needs oxygen to do that, and that's where luciferase comes in.
Luciferase helps speed up the reaction between luciferin and oxygen.
Yeah, basically. So you have luciferin with its stored energy, and when it reacts with oxygen, thanks to luciferase, that energy gets released as light. Pretty straightforward, but incredibly effective.
And what's really interesting is that there are different types of luciferin. Like, fireflies use one kind that gives off a yellow-green light, while lots of marine animals use coalinterazine, which usually produces blue light.
Blue light travels best through water, right?
Right. And then there's bacterial luciferin, which is, you guessed it, found in certain bacteria.
And here's something else that's mind-blowing. Some animals don't even make their own luciferin. They get it from bioluminescent bacteria that live inside them. It's like they've got built-in light bulbs.
It's a reminder that nature is all about collaboration and symbiosis. Sometimes the most amazing feats are achieved through partnerships.
Absolutely. And speaking of partnerships, we're starting to partner with nature, in a sense, by using bioluminescence for our own purposes, especially in science and medicine.
Yeah, like using the genes that make things glow for research.
Exactly. Scientists are using those genes, especially the firefly luciferase gene, to track all sorts of things in living cells and organisms.
So, like, they could insert that gene into cancer cells and literally watch them grow and spread in real time.
Exactly. And because the light is easy to detect, it's a non-invasive way to study all sorts of things, from tumor growth to how neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's progress.
It's a really powerful tool. And it's not just about human health either.
Right. Bioluminescent bacteria are being used as supersensitive biosensors to detect pollution in water.
Like, if there are toxins in the water, these bacteria will dim their glow, giving us an early warning signal.
It's a natural, elegant way to monitor water quality. And it's a good reminder that nature often provides the best solutions to our problems if we just pay attention.
Absolutely. And it's not just about monitoring the environment. There's also research into using bioluminescence for, get this, streetlights.
Bioluminescent streetlights, that's amazing. Like, imagine whole cities lit up by glowing plants or algae.
I know, right? It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it could actually become a reality. And think about the environmental benefits. No more electricity needed for streetlights.
It would be a huge step towards a more sustainable future. And it really highlights the incredible potential of bioluminescence. We've gone from talking about glowing mushrooms and deep-sea creatures to potentially lighting up our cities with nature's own light.
It's an incredible journey, and it shows how much we can learn from the natural world.
So, to sum it all up for you, bioluminescence is more than just a pretty light show. It's a vital adaptation that helps countless creatures communicate, hide, hunt, and defend themselves. It's a reminder of the incredible diversity and ingenuity of life on Earth.
And it's a source of inspiration for scientists and engineers looking for new ways to solve problems and create a brighter future, literally.
Literally. So as we wrap up, here's something for you to ponder. What if we could fully integrate bioluminescence into our urban environments? Imagine walking down a street lined with softly glowing trees, or having bioluminescent plants in our homes that provide a gentle, calming light.
It would be a truly magical experience.
It would, wouldn't it? And it's a reminder that the future of technology may lie in harnessing the power of nature itself.